Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. This is Dr. Imtiaz Hussain. Let's discuss what is the status of nominee under various investment schemes, like in case of investment schemes in national savings centers, investment schemes in different type of banks. If in case the investor he nominates someone, mostly they nominate their family members and also determine their share in case of death, who will get that money and how much money and what type of share will get or she will get. So what is status of that under Islam and under existing law of the land? From the start of these schemes, after creation of Pakistan as an independent and sovereign country, the nomination was accepted, which was made by the investor while investing his money in the form of investment schemes in the national savings centers, like Behbood Savings Certificate, pension certificate, or defense savings certificates, etc., etc. Similar was the case in banking investments. There was a form which was filled out by the investor at the time of opening the account or investing his money, and there was a column of nominee, that who will get his entire money, including the profit accrued on those investments in case of his death. So this nomination, the same was in insurance schemes as well. In life insurance scheme, the nomination was made and the nominee was authorized to get the claim or money in case of death of investor as per nomination mentioned and duly signed by the investor during his life. So that was being done for several years. It was continuing, but later on there were some disputes, and the legal heirs who were deprived from that money by the investor at the time of investment and nominated either one or two his relatives, and the rest were deprived, or sometimes the cases were of someone had two widow wives, and in that case he nominated one wife, and in other wife, after death of her husband, she went to court. So accordingly, after litigation and going, and thereafter the superior courts of Pakistan, including Supreme Court of Pakistan, decided that the nomination will have no effect, and the money invested by the deceased and the profit accrued on that investment will be paid to the legal heirs as per their shares under the law. And now it's being practiced by National Savings Center, insurance companies, and other banks and banking companies at the time of death of their investor, and they refer to the claimants to go to court and file a suit and get determined their shares as per law, and bring the certificate of the and decree of the court to get the money of their share from the investment of the deceased. So now question arises that what is the concept in Islam and what is status of nominee? And even Western law, a person can make a will during his life to pay his money or his property to a particular person according to that will, and that will be given to those people whose names are mentioned in the will, as per share determined by the deceased person. This is Western law. And Islamic law, whose honor of the property, honor of the financial investments, can make gift to anyone during his life because he is absolute owner of the property. So he can make gift, and the condition is that the gift should be completed during his life. He gifted the money or gifted the property during his life, and the possession of the property or the money was also transferred to the person against whom the will has been prepared by the actual owner. So if he takes or she takes possession and of the property or the money during the life of the deceased person who made a gift in his or her favor, his gift cannot be called in question after the death of the deceased. So this is law, and this is also Islamic law. However, in these schemes, when they nominate someone in investment schemes like National Savings Center, like insurance schemes, like banking, various products in which the deceased person during his life invested someone or something, and when he nominates a person while making investment, mentioning in the particular column of the form prescribed for that investment, that can be treated as a will only, because that cannot be treated as gift. Because gift, if you want to make it complete, there is need of transfer of possession of that property or money during the life of gift maker. But in this case, he or she has nominated someone in the prescribed form at the time of investment, but the property still remains in the ownership of the investor. Similar cases with the financial products in which he has invested money, those will remain in the possession and the ownership of the investor. Only in case of death of the investor, the nominee has been authorized to get that money or claim that money. So it will come in the ambit of will, not the gift, because the nominee is going to become owner of that property or money only in case the investor dies before the nominee. So similar is the case if we see that what will happen after preparing a will. The will also entitles to person not during the life of the person who is the maker of the will, but after the death of the maker of the will. So we will treat that nomination as equal to will. And in Islam, a non-entitled person under the Sharia law who is called illegal heirs, a will cannot be made more than one third of the property to a person who was not in the category of legal heirs, or in case he is in the category of legal heirs, he cannot get more than of his share, which comes in the limit of one third of the whole property or money after death of the deceased. So he cannot get more than that. This is also a principle in Islamic law. So accordingly, I think that the nomination, which is not being accepted now by the banking companies or banks or saving centers, national saving center or the insurance companies, so it is rightly that the nomination will not be treated as gift by the deceased to the nominee, because it will only fall in the category of will. And I have told you that how much a person can claim or get from the will prepared or made by the deceased person. That why the nomination is not accepted now, and why the Superior Courts of Pakistan decided in the favor of legal heirs and not the nominees for the entitlement of getting the property or money which is left by a deceased person. Please keep me in your praise. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.